What up, YouTube girl? I'm gonna ask you before I get started. Please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Also, feel free to share this video as well. Everything I state is allegedly not a guaranteed fact, my own personal opinion and observation. So I am going to be briefly speaking on Mr. Ed, better known as By Hip Receiver, and Lieonya, better known as Just Being a Lie. It seems as though she's house hunting now, finally, after 15 years later, 4 kids later. Well, 5, she has Mr. Ed now, she's adopted. So, yeah, which, that's a good thing. Her brain finally registered that she needs to buy a house. I mean, after all, you're making all this good money, who wants to keep renting when you don't have to? So I can't hardly too much say anything about that. No, it seems like they've had uno. They finally listened when we said stop having just your daughter, the young one, in videos, let the whole family participate, create the whole family activity scene instead of just a little girl, because it's quite obvious, we know that you're picky. And you don't want your kids to grow up with resentment, thinking that you're showing favoritism, when in reality, you're just doing it to get at your ex. We know it, but unfortunately, your kids might not know that. So you have to even things out and make sure everyone is getting attention equally. Now, also, I'm going to briefly speak on as well the flyer that you have going around. Now you're doing something, a bowling thing for a sickle cell. I think you're probably trying to make that up for that backlash you've been getting from MJ's page being taken down. So I don't know if anything from you nowadays is genuine or it's just to cover your tail. Because just being a lie, when that side of you comes out, it's always just to cover your tail. Now, till you do something for the people, we realize that you didn't give people money, the women, the mothers, to go back to school, to buy school clothes. When we found that out, you fly to New Orleans to give away some 5 and below toys. You went all the way across the world to put your name on a plaque so people know you were there. And then to let us see you donating toys to people that live in a shelter that doesn't have a home. I think they would have rather the school clothes, but we already talked about that, and that's neither here nor there. Now, you are also getting ready to do something with Little Scrappy. It's getting old, Lieonya. Why don't you wait a while before you go under your husband? I understand he's the teacher and you're still trying to learn, but it's your fault you jumped off and out. You should have sat down and took a little more notes and stayed the student a little longer, but you wanted to jump out in the streets and you thought you were ready to play. But you didn't learn very well. Now you're doing everything that he does. You say his words, his quotes. You try to do the same pranks that he does. And now you're doing something with Scrappy. Make it make sense, Lieonya. Really? You have to come up with something on your own and original. Now, Mr. Ed, on the other hand, it seems to be promoting himself. He doesn't, like always, put anything on his page containing to you as much as you do him. You need to start focusing on you and your family and your kids instead of being all in for a man that every now and then posts you. You're in like a rotation phase with him in pictures. And from the looks of it, it seems as though he's working on his brand on the low. It seems as though everything he's doing is trying to look more professional, and everything you're doing is more provocative. Make it make sense. You are the influencer. So you should have more things going for you where they're put in line and they're way more professional versus what he's doing. The things that he is doing is mediocre, but yet he wants to put this image on, and you don't have enough sense not to do that. If you're an influencer, you have to move a certain way. You have to present a certain image. And your management failed miserably when it came to teaching you that. And maybe it's time for you to look for new management, because Lieonya, You dressing provocative like that, you're not creating no family image, you're not presenting yourself in a decent, classy light. If someone wanted you to sell their product, you would be the last person they look at. So if I was you, Lieonya, I would try to start rebranding myself. Unfortunately, and I thought I would never say this, you need to start following Mr.ED. I think he's on to something, and it's not a booger this time. So, that's what you need to do. Now, my whole lesson that I would tell anyone that's going through a messy custody battle, keep calm and do not allow your ex to gaslight you. Her favorite word is taking accountability, and that word has been used very loosely around here. She played a scene with Scrappy and his ex-wife, Bambi, and he was standing up there apologizing. And accountability to her is a one-way thing where he apologizes. For a very brief moment, you guys had peace for not even 24 hours. He made a post saying that he wanted everyone to stay out of it. You and him were going to be cool. You guys were going to still co-parent together. And you guys were going to get along. This drama needs to stop. Leave my ex alone. And then you reposted that and you approved that message. And not even 24 hours later, you sent the beehives on the man. And you took the post down. Now, even when you called yourself having a bootleg counseling session where everyone was in a little square box and you had your ex up there, you put him on blast and you started the little waterworks, you had the glasses on. Everybody knows when you have those glasses on, you mean business. A, you're about to put on the best performance ever, or B, you're getting ready to cry and lie. Either or. But we know what it is when you're wearing them lokes. Now, you had them on in that square. And then you started saying, accountability is walking out of the room, not to keep an argument going when the kids are there, because I don't want them to hear everything that you named about everything that you named about accountability. Excuse me, I'm tongue-tied. It's early in the morning. It was gaslighting, as well as picking, as well as condescending. Nothing you said absolutely whatsoever was you taking any type of accountability. Everything was put off on your husband like he was the bad guy and he was stepping up to the plate, owning your truth. Now, since you don't know what accountability is and you seem to forget, maybe you need to look that word up in the dictionary or understand that's when you, first of all, you own what you've done wrong and you take responsibility for that and you apologize for that and you move forward. You don't backpedal. That's accountability. Being the bigger person even when you don't want to, even when you think you're wrong. Sometimes you have to take accountability for things that you may not like because after all, you two have a kid together and she's very young. So you guys are going to have to deal with each other for a while until he's able to deal with her on his own. So if I was you, I would start practicing in the mirror, pretend like you're talking to him because we know you're lying and you're going to act. At least get the acting a little more down packed, like you're going to pretend to take accountability. So you'll do a lot better at it. So when you do get on camera or when you do create a scene or when you start crying and you have those lokes on again, we'll even believe just a little bit that you're finally going to take accountability. I am Ashley D. Please leave your opinion down below. What do you think? Do you think Lieonya's going to ever take accountability for anything? Or she's just waiting on Robert to continue taking accountability and she keeps telling him he's still not taking it. She needs more from him. I am Ashley D. I will be speaking with each and every one of you soon. Take care.